Hello. Good evening, you guys. Thank you so much for joining us for this series of Unlock the Science of Beauty. My name is Sakia Donaldson. I am the host and also the founder of the Science of Beauty. I would like to apologize for last week, us having to reschedule. I was traveling, child. I was in the air somewhere and I couldn't make it. But I'm so glad that you guys decided to join us today. Before we get started, we're guests in the home of in the My Ivana universe. So we always want to be gracious guests to our hosts. So we want to thank the My Ivana family for hosting us. And yes. And today, listen, y'all. Whew. Okay, so our guest today, Miss Jamara Foster. I was introduced to her a few months ago at Spelman for the Black Beauty STEMinist Summit that took place at Spelman. And she did a presentation. And like the whole day was full of panels and presentations and things like that. So you can get overwhelmed with information, right? And so her presentation just like hit me like a ton of bricks. Like I was glued to my seat. I'm looking at my nails. I'm listening to what she's saying. And I'm just like, oh my God. And you guys may know that over the summer, I did the Science of Beauty STEM tour. And so once she started talking, I immediately knew she was from New Orleans. I said, oh, that's a know your girl. And then, so the camp that I did in New Orleans at Xavier, the theme was body care. And I was like, oh my God, this is perfect. Because I feel like when you talk about body care, you leave out nails, right? You leave out your fingernails and you leave out your toenails. They don't get no love. But after her presentation, I was like, I gotta get her at the camp in New Orleans. And so she was gracious enough to come to the camp in New Orleans. She lives in New Orleans, and she put on an amazing presentation for the girls. And they was just like me. They looking at their nails and they just like, dang. They like, dang, they be doing that to us. They looking at you. They were locked in. Like they was like, oh my God. So I knew as I was, putting together the third going into the fourth quarter of guests that I wanted to have, I knew I wanted to have her on because I just felt like she just has so much information about something that affects everybody. So I wanted to give you guys that little disclaimer before I bring in our guest, Miss Jamara Foster. So I got a little introduction that I put together, girl. Step into the world of Jamara Foster, aka the NOLA Nail Nurse, where beauty meets medicine. As the first, listen, baby, we breaking barriers over here, okay? As the clock that. As the girlies would say, as the first registered nurse foot care specialist in the greater New Orleans region and the founder of Nurse Those Nails. Jamara is revolutionizing nail care with clinical precision, holistic wellness, and a touch of New Orleans flair. So everyone in the metaverse, give it up for Miss Jamara Foster. That's all the people. That's how they gonna be after this conversation, girl. That is how
I'm ready.
Listen, trust me. I know my family. I know my community, girl. They be going crazy. Okay, so tell us a little bit about yourself, Jamara. I know I gave a little something, but tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I am Jamara J. Foster. So in the beauty industry, they call me J. I have only been doing nails for 4 years, but it's very, very intriguing. I love it. I'm a registered nurse for over 10 years. I am also an assistant professor at Dillard University, Go Blue Devils, in the College of Nursing. So I am kind of well versed. I'm so cultured, especially being from New Orleans. You're going to catch me at the second line. I don't go as much, but the culture that we have in New Orleans, it's undeniable. But I love what I do, serving my community, being that person to educate. So that's just a little bit about me.
Okay, okay. And I can definitely attest to the New Orleans culture. When I was there for my camp, I spent 11 days in New Orleans. And baby, by the time it was over, I ain't even need navigation. I'm just I'm
You
everywhere.
definitely
I'm in, what is it, Metairie?
you was in Metairie. So
I'm in
Metairie.
Metairie. I'm by the campus. I'm
Okay.
down by the convention center.
Okay.
I'm
So
on
you
Canal Street. I'm on Bourbon. Like I'm all up and through New Orleans.
So
Okay.
you just always, and it does it to you. Like New Orleans is just, we're just those type of people. Like
Yeah.
you feel
Yeah.
comfortable. They talk about we crazy. They got a lot going on. Like they have a lot going on everywhere in the
Everywhere. I was gonna
world.
say everywhere they
So,
got a lot going on.
but when you come to New Orleans, we definitely leave that lasting
Yeah.
impression. Like you want to come back. You're gonna
Yeah.
come back. Like
I'm gonna come back. Like without a doubt. I'll be back. Like I said.
you would definitely, my college friends, they some of them are still here from
Mhm.
2004 from college, and some of them they come a couple of times a
A
year
year,
because
yeah,
it's
no,
just
it's definitely a vibe. So,
hmm
when I first started out, I had talked about I how I realized the nail industry as it relates to beauty and health, right? How that was being overlooked. Even myself, when I was building out the curriculum for the body camp at Xavier. We were focused on, like skin and pH and, layers, epidermis and things like that. We not ever did it cross my mind about nails, right? So
hmm
when I heard your presentation, I was like, okay, I definitely need to incorporate this to encompass like
yeah.
a well-rounded program. And so, like I said, I was intrigued. The students were intrigued. Baby, you had us. So, yeah. So let's start off. How did your journey from nursing to nail care begin, and what inspired you to combine those two fields?
It's crazy because COVID was a crazy time for the world.
Yeah.
And at the time, I was working from home. So I was home. I wasn't really in the thick of things, but I started to come back out because I seen that people really, I signed up to be a nurse. I took an oath to be a nurse. So I got to figure out some things, right? So I went to home health and I had a patient. He was being discharged. And I'm like, we just admitted him. What's going on? And it was like, well, he doesn't want to do therapy. I'm like, so I went and talked to him and I said, well, what's going on? He said, I can't do it. Like my feet hurt. And I'm like, let me see your feet. And when I took his socks off, I was like, oh, yeah. Who couldn't walk? Who
Who
could
walks
do
on
this?
these?
Right. So I'm like, hold on. And I call, administration. I say, somebody give me some orders to clip this man's toenails. He can't do therapy because this is the issue. And I went to manicure school at the Cosmetology Institute here in New Orleans. And I got my manicurist license. And it was just like, I got to figure out how. And my instructor, we had to find a name for the business, and I was just like, I don't know. And then one day I was like, nurse those nails. Like we gonna put nursing and beauty together because it goes together. Like you have to have both. We grew up beauty is pain, but beauty is not pain, and we don't have to have it that. So that's how I kind of got started, and I've been head first in it, like between nursing and foot care. It's like Those are my babies. I tell people I have two professions. I have two professions.
I, I, I don't even want to imagine what his feet had to look like in order for you to make a whole career shift. Like, and before we came on camera, I told you that I was guilty. My guilty pleasure is watching, what is it called?
My feet hurt.
My Feet Hurt
Yeah, on
on
TLC.
YouTube. I watch it on
Oh,
YouTube.
you
So
watch it? You okay?
I'm always watching these shows and they always doing stuff to people's feet. I used to watch Dr. Peel Popper
Pimple
and I
popper.
done switched it to feet and I'm so ashamed. But now I just done told everybody my business. So that's what I'll be doing at 1 o'clock at night. But but when you think about it, your feet is the foundation for everything, right?
It
Like
is.
if you got bad feet, you pretty much out the game.
You
It's
can't.
gonna
You can't function.
can't function.
You can't function. You
You-
can't do your regular daily activities. Just getting out the bed, like you can't do any of that with something going on with your feet.
Oh my God, that is crazy. Okay, so what does being a foot care specialist entail, and why is it important for your overall health? I think we started to touch on that a little bit. So expound upon that as it relates to your overall health.
Well, like we just said, you cannot function without your feet. If you cut your big toe off, that's your balance. So if you can't balance, then you can't walk. So our body carries our everything. So in order for me, it was educating, like getting this out here. Like we have so many people and in the community itself that they don't even think about taking care of their feet. So me being able to get out there, educate. I tell my clients, your first pedicure will not be an hour. So don't come and think it's gonna be an hour because I'm gonna do the proper steps and I'm gonna educate you on what it is that you need to do. Now, some listen, some don't, but then they're gonna hear my mouth because I'm a fuzz when they come back. But I'm gonna continuously educate you on the things that you and that's the importance for me because we're all guilty of being ignorant to something. But you once you're educated on it, it's up to you to continue. So education for me. Like that's the biggest thing.
Yeah. Now let's go back, right? Because we talked about this during the camp. So
Mm-hmm.
you just said that your first pedicure with you is not going to be an hour, right? It's going to be longer than that because this is your first time sitting with the client. You're really understanding the ailments. You're
Yes.
looking at this as a new project, right?
Yes.
And so I think with a lot of us, especially in the African American community, we don't patronize African American nail techs or nail specialists for the most part, right? Some of
Yeah.
us make a conscious decision to patronize, but a majority of us go to Vietnamese, Asian nail places, right?
Yeah.
Their business model is not built for a 3 hour pedicure evaluation. They're built on rotation, getting you
Yeah.
in and out the door. So they're
It's
not gonna
quantity.
it's quantity, right? So
Mm-hmm.
they're not gonna sit there and explain things to you. I had a situation where I went to get my nail get a pedicure and I wear acrylic on my toenail. And so she's clipping it off to do a refill and I
Mm-hmm.
see discoloration on my toenail. So I'm like, well,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, take that off. What is that? The lady tell me that she told me it was trauma. I said, excuse me? I said, as in like I snubbed my toe or I dropped something on my foot. She's like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, but I didn't do that. I would
Mm-hmm.
know if I hit my toe or if I dropped something on my foot. I
You
would know that. Lady, what are you talking about, lady?
right.
So it ended up being a fungus because like I said, I'm wearing acrylic on my toenail. So water had to
Water.
in that and just sit, right? So now
Mhm.
I'm struggling with that. As soon as it happened, I called you. I told, girl, help me. What is
Yes,
this? Help me.
yes, yes.
What
It's
is this?
and that's why it might not be 3 hours, but me being a nurse, I'm able to assess a little bit more so I can guide you a little bit more. But then also, you have to do a full like health history when
Correct.
you come to us because that makes a difference on what type of pedicure you might get. You might have to get a waterless pedicure if you're diabetic or you have neuropathy and you can't feel the water and tell me if it's hot. You might be able to get a regular spa pedicure. You might can't use these type of products. The difference in a salt scrub and a sugar scrub. If you have different health conditions that may cause decrease in healing, you can't use a salt scrub. So just being educating myself on those things, and you coming to me and you're sitting there for an hour and a half, that's different.
Yeah.
That's
Wow.
important,
So
I think.
that's your intake and onboarding process. Like it's a full, like you going to the doctor.
Like you going to the doctor.
Wow.
Like
Yeah.
you are going
Yeah.
to the doctor.
Sis, people not doing that. Like
They not.
the people are not filling out information about. They just not. But now that you're saying it, it makes so much sense,
Yeah.
right? It
Yeah.
it it really does. Wow.
And we live in a world, it's crazy. The US of America is crazy. But we live in a so happy world. So
Yes.
you have to protect yourself, your business, your legacy. You have to protect all that. And not just that, it's a passion for me. So all money is not good money to me.
Yeah.
I will definitely I have turned clients around like, oh, thank you, but this is not a fit for me or you.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I am okay with that
Yeah.
because I'd rather you be healthy than something happens and now you're getting your leg amputated.
That
So,
and like you said, that happens more than it's more normal than we consider it,
yeah,
right? Because
yeah,
that's what it starts with. Because now I'm thinking about my uncle. It started with a toe, then it went to a foot. Like then the foot had to get amputated. Then right below the knee
yeah,
had to get. This is crazy. Like wow. And we look at it on such a surface
yeah,
level, right?
yeah.
And to think an infection on your toenail can lead to your toe being amputated, which can lead to your foot being amputated, to that can lead to your leg. That that's
Or
crazy.
even losing your life because, it's something called sepsis, which is an infection that goes, throughout your whole body. So my biggest thing is I want people to get that beauty is pain out of their head
Right,
because it's really, really not.
right.
And you have to take care of your body. And when you say skin, the skin is on the whole body, but people tend to forget about the feet.
That's what I'm telling you, girl. That's what I said. I'm sitting there listening to you talk. I said, dang, I done forgot all about the feet. I'm worried about everything else but the feet.
But the feet.
And I'm a person
And
that's in this space. So if
yeah,
I'm not thinking about it, I know the average person is not thinking about it.
no,
Wow, wow, wow. Now,
no.
one thing that we talked about during the program was proper nail and foot care, right?
Mhm.
So explain how proper nail and foot care can prevent more serious health issues.
So the biggest thing people we like to just use hand sanitizer, right?
Okay.
We need to wash our hands. That's number
How
one.
long? How long do you need to wash your hands?
20 seconds.
Okay, 20
You
seconds.
should if you can sing happy birthday in your head, it should be 20 seconds, but it's how you wash. You're not just gonna wash like this. You really need to especially get under those
The nails.
fingernails
Okay.
because people biting, you picking up stuff, you doing stuff, you putting it in your mouth. It's just hand washing is top tier. That's number one.
Right.
Okay. So making sure you're keeping those nails properly, clean, shaping them, knowing that you shouldn't be cutting your fingernails if you don't know what you're doing, or your toenails. Because if you're diabetic, you can't cut your toenails like a regular person would. You have to cut it straight across and then use a file to shape it. You can't take the file and shape it with, you can't take the clippers and shape it.
Clippers.
Like you have to, probably know what you're doing. Like even the cuticles, you don't want to cut the cuticles.
Baby, they cutting the cuticles.
They
They
cutting it,
at the
and you
nail
know what
shop.
they're
They
doing?
they round them like this. Like,
And they're making you more susceptible to infection.
yes, because that's
Now,
a barrier.
sometimes you can nip a little bit if
Yeah.
it's not coming up, but that is a barrier that
Yeah.
is there to protect for a
Protect.
reason. Yes, you can push it back some because your nails do grow, but you have to make sure making sure your implements are clean, making sure your tools are clean. You might have had this fingernail clipper in your junk drawer for how long? It's been sitting there with all that stuff, just doing I don't know what, right? And then you're gonna go clip your
And now you just gonna
fingernails.
pull it out and clap, clap.
So we don't want to do that. we don't
Oh
we don't
my
want to do
God.
that. So making sure we are properly cleaning or even getting more stuff, you know, especially if it's been there for a while, making sure we're using like the right products. Because a
How
lot.
often how often would you say you should be replacing your nail files, your clips, your nail clippers?
So for us, we have the special stuff that we can clean, and you can keep it for a while, long as you're cleaning them properly.
Okay, for at home,
Disinfecting them.
how would you
Making
clean
sure
it?
you're cleaning them, disinfecting them. And if they start to get dull and you notice like you can't really clip, it's time to throw them away.
Okay.
If there's, you have rust on them or you have stuff that's just not coming up, throw that away, get you some
Yeah.
more, so it just depends on what it look like. If you've
Yeah.
been having it for a very long time, just throw it away.
Just throw it away.
Get you
Okay.
some more.
Yeah.
Just get you some more.
Invest in you some new nail
And
clippers.
invest it, and invest or go see someone that's specialized in
Specialize in
this and
that.
that's gonna take care of your feet and your hands. Yeah.
I always say go to the professional.
Go.
Like some things you can do on your own, but just let's just stop that.
But
Like,
COVID kind of pushed us to doing a lot of stuff on our own
yeah.
because we didn't have access to the world. So a lot of people started doing, and that is perfectly fine because it costs a lot of money nowadays to just live. So everything else is extra, but make sure you know what you're doing. You don't put yourself in harm's way. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
we have YouTube University.
Yes. Yes, we do. And at
So
minimum, you should learn how to clip your nails.
at minimum, at
So
minimum,
yes.
yes.
So just a quick announcement at the end. We're gonna take questions. So if you have questions, just make sure you have those ready. You can put them in the chat. We'll get to them at the end. I think the last 10-15 minutes we'll save for Q&A. So misconceptions.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know my grandmother told me, baby, just put some Vaseline on your feet. He's like, oh my God. And I'm saying that because I heard you say this at the camp. Just put some Vaseline on your feet, put some socks on it, you good. That's a misconception, right?
Yes, I think in our era, that was what was told to us.
Yeah.
And their feet wasn't bad.
Yeah.
I want to say that.
It worked for them.
Right, it worked for them, but we have to understand, like, okay, Vaseline, and for me, I kind of went a little bit more into with the science part of it. Understanding the sizes of the molecules. Like Vaseline does not penetrate the skin.
So it's
It
topical.
it is like a protector, like a sealant. Like it,
Okay.
once you put your your cream and your moisturizers on,
You put that
because
on to seal it.
that can, the moisturizers and the cream is what actually penetrate the layer of the skin. But the
Okay.
Vaseline is like a sealant. Like I tell people, when people put the Vaseline on and they might put their body oils on or their perfume on, it's going to last longer because the Vaseline is on top of the skin. It's
Okay.
going to always be there.
Right.
Like it's
But it's
never
not
going to seep
penetrating.
into the epidermis of the skin.
Yeah,
Never.
it's not penetrating.
It's not. No. So that is a big, and we all are guilty of it. I would slap that Vaseline on so quick. You couldn't tell me nothing. Like, baby, my feet is moisturized.
Yes. What you see these heels, baby?
Yes. So that is a big, big misconception. And we all are guilty of it because that's what we were taught. That's what we
Yeah.
were told. But our grandparents and parents, well, I, didn't, they
Yeah, they
didn't
didn't
get
know.
too deep into that. That came from their parents.
Somebody
So
told them that.
yeah,
That's what
so
passed. That's like we like fifth generation putting
yeah.
Vaseline on our feet
Yes, we're like we the latter generation. Now we can teach our kids the right way,
the right way. Yeah. So tell me a few more misconceptions about nail and foot care that you see with your clients in the community as a whole.
Oh my god. So a lot of people feel like polish changes. That
Okay.
is a big one for me. Oh, I'm just coming in a polish change. And look, like nothing wrong with getting a polish change. And I'm like, I mean, okay, but let's think about it. That person's foot is not clean,
Yeah, it's not.
right?
It's not.
And they think, oh, nothing's wrong with that. And I'm saying everything is wrong with that.
You just took your foot out of that shoe, that sneaker.
You just took that, and it's like, okay, you can't get fungus that way. Yes, you can. You definitely can. There is nothing stopping
Right.
the fungus from transferring from the
Transferring.
brush to the
Yeah.
toenail. Like there's
And
no
then you putting it
disinfectant
back
in
in the
there,
product.
and you putting it back in a brush. So a lot of people think they can't get funguses that way. Yes, you can.
No polish changes. We don't do
Like
that.
we need to clean them feet. Like, and especially in the black community, it's like, oh, y'all charge so much, you're trying to do this, you're trying to do that. But I think we are educating ourselves on the proper way for the most part,
Right.
what to do
To do
and how
things.
to do it. And
Yes.
so that's different, you know. Another misconception, oh my god, black women, African women don't know how to do nails.
Who said that?
Like people be like, oh, I've been going to the Asians because that's where it come from. Oh, so
Who
let's
said that?
let's do a little history because in Vietnam, only
Yes.
the rich people get their nails done.
Yeah.
Poor people don't.
Yeah.
But how is that just an Asian thing?
Right.
And I know my grandmother was polishing. I didn't understand how she knew how to polish because when I started doing nails, I was like, this is hard. But they would sit up there and baby polish that red polish on their fingers with no problem. But I hear people say a lot of blacks are starting to do nails like they don't know how to do nails. What?
See, I went to high school in Detroit. I, and it and then I went to college in Atlanta. So it's like I've always had black nail techs. Like I mean, I would have to go to an Asian shop, like worst case scenario,
Nails.
like I'm out of town and I break a nail or something like that. But I was never the person, like I didn't know. Of course, I knew that it was Asian.
Right.
Asian people did nails. Of course, I knew that.
Right.
But it didn't. It never even dawned in my mind. Like, let me go
Black
to the
people.
Asian.
Right.
Yeah,
And see,
because I want the things on my nails. You know, what I mean?
right.
I want all the things.
I want the
So
extra.
yes,
Because
I
we
gotta go to
extra.
the people that do all the things. Like
Yes.
I don't want the little French. I'm not a French girly. I'm
Yes.
girl, since the camp, girl, look, I told you I was
Not
taking
the
my nails.
shorties.
I took them off. Girl,
You did.
they was trying to do what you said, take the other nail
And
and
pop it off.
pop it off. I said, soak them off because I want to see what the acrylic looked like. When baby, I was listening, I was taking notes. I was taking notes. They was trying to just get it off of my nail. I said, no, baby, soak it. We charge you extra fine. I need to
Right.
see what type of acrylic this is. So let's talk about that because that's something that you talked about during the camp. The
Mm-hmm.
different types of acrylic, right? That they're
Mm-hmm.
using on our nails. And another thing, when y'all go to the nail salon, take y'all a mask. Don't they wear masks? They wear a mask. You need to wear you a mask. Soon as Jamara said wear a mask, baby, I'm in there masked up. They
Yes, because
looking at
they're
me.
protecting their, their respiratory system.
Correct.
They're breathing. They put those masks on. And we did not do that. I'm guilty. I did not do a lot of things that I know now, but
Right. Right.
as you can see, I tell it, baby, put the mask on. Put the mask on. Like, not just for COVID, but just because you could get a fungus on your lungs
Wait, what?
from breathe. So if there's a person, like if I'm like my client who I just saw, if I didn't have a mask on and I was filing, and that's dust. That's that fungus in the air. And guess what I'm doing? I'm
Breathing
breathing
it
it
in
in. And guess the way it's going?
on your lung. Oh,
You can definitely get a fungus on your lungs. So you want to protect yourself as a consumer as well.
yes. This too much. Girlies
And
just
that's why
the girlies just want their nails done. Like,
and they just want their nails done, but I don't want them. Now you sit in the ER and you might see me because I still work in the hospital, and it's like they thinking it's pneumonia, but they can't. No, it's not pneumonia. What is it? And it's like most health professionals don't think that far because we're used of what we are taught, but it goes deeper
yeah.
than that.
Yeah. So
It's our everyday.
yeah. So let's talk about that. This acrylic. Because the girlies be getting acrylic. So I remember I think it was two types that you said.
Mm-hmm.
What are they? And
So
what are the differentiating factors with them?
so you have the MMA, which is the illegal. It is not legal for nail use in the United States, and you have the EMA, which is the legal version that's approved for nail use.
Okay.
Um so one, they still kind of use it in a dental world because a dentist is who kind of stumbled on and developed the acrylic, the monomer to, have it to hold because something happened with his mouth. He put the
Mhm.
tooth back in and he used it. So we have been using it. Well, it's actually damaging to the nails and it's not good for the nails.
So that's the MMA.
That's the MMA. EMA is the right one.
Okay.
Mm.
Now, you how do you tell because you can't tell right or wrong when they're putting it on. You can only tell when it's coming off,
When it's coming off.
right? So
Yes.
that's why when they started trying to clip my
Pop it
nail, I
off.
said, flag on the play.
Yes.
I need you to soak these, right?
Yes.
So tell them how they can differentiate the MMA from the EMA at the time of removal of the acrylic.
So first of all, the MMA is going to take so much longer to come off
Okay.
when you're soaking it in the acetone. But it's going to present like slime, like gluey, like just
Messy.
yeah, messy, just nasty. But the
Mhm.
EMA is going to flake. So, it's soaking the acetone, you scraping it off, it's going to flake.
Okay.
Versus the MMA is just going to look slimy and it just takes longer for it to come off.
Okay.
So that's
Yeah.
how you tell the difference when you're soaking it off. If you can take it and it just starts stringing, that's MMA.
Call the health board.
Call,
Yes,
maybe you need to change your nail
your nail
salon.
tech.
Yeah,
Listen,
you might need to change.
sis, I'm about to drop a dime on
Yeah.
these people. They is in here using illegal acrylic on my nails. Like, stop playing with me. Like, no, we not doing that. But
And
no,
once
seriously.
again, that's the difference in, your independent nail techs, we it's quality first, not
Yes,
quantity.
not quantity.
Yeah.
Yes. Cause even my girl, like I would have to go two different times. Like I would have to go get my nails done one time and a pedicure. Cause if I try to do it all in one day, I'm like, girl, I cannot be in here with you for 4 hours. Like I don't have that kind of time. This is crazy. She's
Yeah.
like, no, Sakia, it's and she was very, and I just be like, girl, I can't do this. I
It's definitely time consuming, but it's worth it.
Yes.
It's
Yeah. No,
definitely worth
it so is. And I'm so sad because she done took a little hiatus. Jay, if you watching, come back. Like, girl, I'm over here.
we work so hard, and
I know.
we try to make sure that our clients, are satisfied, and
Yeah.
sometimes, we gotta
I respect that's why
careful.
I'm respecting it. That's why I went here. You
But
know,
Jay, you gotta come back.
but you gotta come back. You can't leave me out here like this. That don't work for me.
Yeah.
So another topic that we talked about, and I remember when you said it and you put the diagrams or the pictures up on the screen. Some of the girls was like, I know somebody who feet look like
Oh
so
man.
you were talking about corns and calluses. And baby, when you put the pictures up, the girls was like, oh.
Man.
So tell us the difference because like I said, I just don't think a lot of people pay attention to this, right?
Mhm.
And they misdiagnose things, they ignore things. So tell the audience what is the difference between a callus and a
A
corn.
corn. So your calluses will be more in a like a larger surface. So like the the ball of your foot, the heel of your foot, those are much larger surfaces. And you can get a corn there too. But a corn is so much smaller, but the corn has a little seed in it, like a little nucleus, well, like a little, yeah, like a little seed. So it's harder, but a corn hurts. A callus, you might have a callus on your foot or your hands, and it might not bother you. But if you got a corn, it's gonna hurt.
Okay.
And you get corns more like on your toes, on those pressure areas, like on the side. You can get one on your heel or the ball of your foot, but those they come, but if you get one that is gonna hurt. So the difference is one is a just a thicker skin. The corn has a seed to it. It has a little something in there that's gonna hurt worse than just a callus.
Okay. And the callus is more a larger on a
It's a
larger
larger, yeah,
surface.
it's a larger
So,
surface area.
so it'll be like if this is the ball
So
of your
it'll be
foot.
here.
Yeah. Okay.
And especially, and it likes pressure points. So
Okay.
here you're gonna, you're using that, especially like people that lift weights. They should wear gloves
Yeah.
because guess what? You're gonna get a
Yeah.
callus and
Yeah.
you can get a corn there too.
Okay.
So just knowing how to protect it, like with most people, like nurses, we're on our feet so much. I have a lot of nurses that have calluses and they have corns because we're trying to try out these new shoes and they just not for everybody. Our traditional nurse shoes is not working for us anymore. But like even people who work in the beauty industry, so people
Yeah.
that are on their feet a lot are susceptible or more prone to having a callus and they can develop a corn.
Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
Now, yeah, that's because I'm like that. Like I don't have corns or calluses or anything on my feet, but I'm very particular about the shoes that I wear. Like I don't squeeze my foot into shoes that don't fit.
That
I
don't
don't
fit.
wear shoes that are uncomfortable. Like like I come from the fashion industry
Mm-hmm.
and people don't believe me. I don't wear Louboutins. I think I had one pair that were like a pair of wedges, but
Yeah.
like the soul cates that everybody is wearing and this that it's like no,
Mm-mm.
I can. These are
Yeah.
my feet. I need my feet. I cannot have my feet balled up
Balled up.
the heel. Like no, no, because there's so many other shoes and things that that you can wear,
Yeah.
and so yeah, I'm a firm believer in that. I don't wear shoes that aren't comfortable. Comfort is paramount for me when I'm
Mm-hmm.
buying shoes, when I'm wearing shoes. And so because I don't want to experience that. I seen my
Yeah.
grandmother go through it. She wore heels all the time. All the time. And her feet now, because she got all this surgery. She had did surgery and stuff on her
Yeah.
and all that, and it just is all bad. And so
Yeah.
this leads me to my next question, because I told you we was going to talk about this.
I just tell people you're not a ballerina, so you don't have to wear the uncomfortable shoes.
Right. Right.
Ballerinas, they have those point shoes, but
Yeah.
this is what they do.
Yeah.
You are not a ballerina. Get the right shoe.
Get the right shoes. Get your size.
Get
I know
your
they was on sale, and I know you wanted them really, really bad. Because I'm a victim of that.
Yeah.
And I mean, and if shoes are uncomfortable for me, I'll get them stretched. I'll get them.
Yeah.
I can't wear uncomfortable shoes. But that leads me into this next question, because I told you we was gonna talk about this thing. Because when you said it to me, I almost fell out my chair. So women are, and men too now. I'm not even just gonna say women, the men's too. Everybody is looking for a shortcut. Everybody is looking for a cheat code, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's going the plastic surgery route. Everybody's going the enhancement route. Now you said you you mentioned a procedure, and I'm like, girl, I know you lying. You was like, no, Skia. So tell us about this new procedure that you're seeing happening as it relates to cosmetic surgery and feet.
So we were talking about the BBL, the toe BBLs, right? That is a thing. And I kid you not, when it's done, it's beautiful. But it's the underneath. So it's more of a cover up. So I'm gonna keep referencing to one of my clients. They feet will look like that, and they'll put the acrylic on top and make it pretty, but they still have that same fungus underneath there. So they just covering up, and they call toe BBLs. They are BBLs in the toes. Yes, they are. They're
Okay.
cre- they're creating that perfect square toe. That they're creating like it's cosmetic. They're creating this what their client wants, but they still got fungus underneath their toe. And I'm not hating on them because, like I say, I watch them and they be gorgeous when they finish, but they be like,
Now, is this a actual medical
no,
procedure?
no.
This is what they're doing in the nail shop.
Your independent nail techs and even in the Asian shops, they are, like how you say you got the acrylic on the toe, but
Yes.
these clients' feet be like my previous client foot,
Okay.
and they don't. It's they. How can I say? It's a cover up, basically. It's for the surface
Oh
because
wow.
underneath
It's
it's
all
toe
bad.
up.
It's all bad.
It's a
And
it's a bunch of infection.
and honestly, like before, like when I started wearing the acrylic on my toes, that's what it was like. It was because I used to get ombre, so it was like
Hmm.
the perfect French ombre kind of tip. I thought I was doing really well with my nail health. But like I said, it was just that situation where water, got up under it and kind of
Hmm.
just sat there, and she tried to convince me that it was trauma. Like, baby, don't be trying to misdiagnose me. Like,
And I tell people, as a nail tech and even as a nurse, we cannot diagnose anything. What was my words to you? I need you to go see a podiatrist or a dermatologist,
or dermatologist.
because
So did.
we cannot diagnose. That is not a part of our scope. Like, so if you see something that don't look right, go figure out what it is, and don't let somebody just, oh, this is what you should do.
Right.
You
Cause I
know,
had a dermatologist write the prescription um for the stuff that I'm using. It's like a
the polish. Mm-hmm.
polish that I'm using, and I gotta put it on every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now we gonna get right. So let me ask you, because you keep mentioning this client, baby. Okay, so I was scrolling through Instagram the other day. I don't know where it might have been Instagram. Did you put it on Instagram?
Yeah.
Okay. So this out in the public. We ain't outing nobody. We ain't show
Mm-mm.
no face. We ain't told no name. It was just the feet.
And we get permission to do anything
Okay.
that we post.
I love that for y'all. I need you to sign this waiver.
Yes. Yes.
So I'm scrolling and I stopped because, like I said, now I'm watching these videos on YouTube about, I'm interested. You
Yeah.
got me intrigued, baby. When I saw that foot, I don't even know if it was a male or female foot. I don't even know. We not even, that's not we not even gonna disclose that.
Right.
That don't matter. But all I thought about was Martin. Nene was be in her salon, and Myra, is that her name?
Myra. Myra.
Myra come in and get a pedicure. She got to put her goggles down and get the chainsaw. And I was just like, what is that? So
Mhm.
without disclosing any personal information, can you tell us what that was?
So it was, the lack of the ability to take care of her feet. She
Okay.
had other issues, this client had other issues, but her medical conditions prevented her from being able to. So
Okay.
getting to it between the fungus and between the actual toes growing on top of toes, it was a lot. So getting down to the issue and talking about her different health conditions helped me understand, like, okay, health conditions can present in the toenails just like this when you have certain conditions.
Wow.
And you might do everything that you're supposed to, but if you don't take care of the internal, it's going to be the same result.
Dang.
So that's how nails, nurse those nails, and foot care and medicine goes, because most disease processes, most issues present on the nails first.
Yeah.
Like, you will see it there first. So getting that history, getting her history helped me understand her condition and how to actually take care of her feet.
Wow.
So it's internal for her,
Mm-hmm.
not just, on the
Excellent.
physical.
And they just showed up. It just showed up in her toenails.
Yeah.
And now that you say that, like, it makes so much sense. Like, discoloration in your nails, the lines
The line, the
in your
thickness
the thickness or the brittleness
or the brittleness. Yeah.
of your nail, it tells a lot. And like I said, that's just something that we tend to ignore because it's just like we just want to get our nails done. We not
We just want to be pretty.
we just want to be pretty. We
We
not
just
we
want to
not
be pretty.
thinking about we not thinking about that. We not thinking about that. Wow.
And
Wow.
just thinking about, like, some of the stuff that we use, like, that can interrupt, like, our endocrine system. And, like, one thing I learned, like, some of the products that we use can actually increase our glucose level, our glycemic level, which can put us at risk for developing diabetes. But do we know that? How many people know that?
So
And
you
I
telling
say,
me dip powder can turn into diabetes? Like this is crazy.
so it's like some products, and even like skincare, even things that we put on our skin, it can definitely. And it's crazy because I say it's wild that so many people are pre-diabetic now.
Yes.
Why?
What does
Why
that
are we
mean?
pre-diabetic? So everything has a number.
Yeah.
So when you're pre-diabetic, you're right before the number that makes you diabetic.
Like you
So
right here. You
you
right
like
here.
you right here. But it was intriguing to me because we're in our self-care world. Like
Yeah.
now everybody is self-care, but then now everybody is pre-diabetic. And so that's what made me kind of look and
Hmm.
say,
That's things that make you go, hmm.
yeah. And I was like, and I actually found the article, and it was crazy. I found this article before coming to Spelman, and then one of the doctors that presented at from Harvard, she talked about it. And I was like, oh my God, this is really for real life a thing.
Wow.
And we're starting to see it more. So many more people are pre-diabetic, and then that's leading to the Ozempics and the GLP ones, everybody, and it's like, we gotta really figure out the issue,
Yeah.
what's
The root.
causing
What's the
this,
root of it all?
what's the root of it all. And not saying that everything you use, but I know one of my friends have like a 15-step facial thing in the morning, and
Mine is 8.
I'm like, okay, so we're mixing everything. How do we know what's causing what? Oh my gosh. She was like, why are you even thinking that deep?
Yeah.
I'm like, because I'm gonna be the person you
You
call
call.
when, friend, the doctor said this. Friend, the doctor said that, and now I have to explain, oh, your 15-step routine could be called, so
3 of those products, 3 of them steps is you can cancel them out.
you can just let it go. Like, and
Wow.
everybody's skin is different, but we have to think about what it is, and people understanding natural and natural derived, because
Yeah.
it's a difference.
It's a difference.
It's a
Yeah.
difference. So, I think the whole thing is education,
Yeah.
education, education.
Yeah.
Like that's what it
That's it.
is.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's it.
And not just listen to everybody on Instagram, because everybody
Correct.
on Instagram,
Correct. Because
they
they
know
trying to
everything
sell you something.
now. Right?
They're trying to sell you something for sure. Yes, yes.
For sure.
Well, we're gonna open it up. We got a lot of comments in the comment section. We got about less than 10 minutes left. So let's see. There was somebody here. So if you got comments, please drop them in. Somebody said, "Whoa, that's news. I definitely clipped straight out the drunk drawer." Miss Jennifer, go get you some new clippers, Miss Mamas. Throw them away. We is done with them. Somebody said, "I just watched a YouTube on toe liposuction."
Yeah, that too.
What?
Yeah. You don't even have enough fat.
Fat. That's what I'm like. What your toes look like?
Like, so people do have, fatter toes, and they think about the shoes and the shoes that they want to put on, but how healthy is that? Because
Right.
one thing about fat, it's gonna come back if you're
Yes.
not doing what you're supposed to do. And how do you exercise your toe? I mean, you have exercise, but who's doing that? But we live in we live in a perfect world in society, but do we really think about ourselves?
Right. Right.
Lipo in the toe, yeah. They I
Yeah, they
forgot all
going too
about that.
far. Like they go. I seen in Atlanta now the girls are getting
The dimples,
dimples.
yeah.
So you just 37 and gonna pop up with some dimples?
But what's crazy is people don't know that dimples are actually a deformity
Deformity.
of
Yeah.
the face. They're cute. I like dimples. No shade, but it's actually a deformity of the face. So we just deforming our face because we want to, like, and to each his own. I am not. I am not a judgmental person, but
Yeah.
I am that real person. Like, let's really think about what we're doing.
What we doing?
Like, I have friends who've had plastic surgery, and
Yeah.
they get my opinion. I
Yeah.
mean, they still do it, and after they do it, I'll ask them, "Was it worth it?" And they'll be like, "Yeah,"
Yeah.
and I'll be like, "Okay."
Okay,
And one
cool.
friend was like, "I'm doing my face." I say, "That's where I draw the line. No, we're not doing that. We're not touching our
Yeah, we
face."
don't do that.
And like,
We
we've been going back and forth, but I'm not gonna judge her.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
you asked me my
My
opinion, and
opinion. And I gave it to you as a
I'm gonna give
profession.
you as a profession and as a friend,
As a friend.
because
Yeah.
like, no, we don't have to. We're, individuals. We're
Yeah.
not generic. Like I told the teens
Right.
that I spoke with Saturday, I was like, we're not generic. We're all different and special. Like, there won't be another you.
Yep.
So you
Yep.
don't have to look generic like
Yep.
everybody else.
Yep.
You don't have to do the assembly line like everybody else.
Everybody else. No, for sure.
So
For sure. So, before we wrap up, a few things. Give the audience some tips about keeping their nails and fingernails and toenails healthy, clean, safe. A few things they can do at home, a few things they can watch out for when they're at the salon or the nail shop getting their nails done, and just kind of advocate, because that was one word that you used a lot during the camp, is advocate.
yeah.
If things don't feel right, if you feel like they're filing too hard, or if you feel like they're clipping too much, like, you have to speak up and advocate for yourself. So just give a few tips about things to kind of look for, as they're doing that.
So just make sure, like I said, you're washing your hands, making sure you're keeping your fingernails clean, making sure the stuff that you're using is clean. Make sure you're moisturizing and not just putting Vaseline on top. You know,
Mhm.
make sure you're taking care, and especially like with your feet. After you get your pedicure, you still have to, exfoliate, scrub. You still need
Mhm.
to do that in between your pedicures. You still need to moisturize your feet,
Yeah.
even in the winter, because we're coming up on the winter and the fall, and
Yeah.
the boots are coming out. But you
Yeah.
still have to do the same thing that you would do in the summer, in the winter. So
Okay.
making sure you cuticle oil.
Oh,
Make,
look, I went in my purse and got, because baby, when she said this at Spell Me, I say, this my girl. We here. Baby, y'all saw me digging in my purse. I keep it in. This is my makeup pouch. I keep it in
yes,
my purse. Hold on. Y'all think I'm playing? Cause see, I don't play about that.
yes, keeping those cuticles.
This
You
is
got
my cuticle oil.
yes.
Oh, hold on. I can't open it. My cuticle oil pen. Now, how it's gonna get on the thing and not want to open?
And I will open.
And my hands all slippery. Ooh, girl, really don't want to open. I don't. Okay, I can't open it, and my hands slippery. But
she,
this is
she definitely got her cuticle
this is
oil.
my cuticle oil pen, and baby, I pull this thing out. Ooh, I'm so mad I can't open it, and I put it on my
So you
cuticle.
know what that means? It's time for another one.
Boom.
Time for another one.
That's what it means. That's
It's
exactly
it's
what it means.
it's time for another one. But
We'll
keeping
get
your
one.
cuticle oil definitely. Um, we wash our hands with so much different stuff, and we're drying out our hands, our cuticles. So we got to put that back in. We got to
Yeah,
definitely take care of that, and just advocate. If you see something, say something. Don't even try to go to social media
yeah,
or YouTube or Google. Say something
yeah,
and
yeah.
get you a dermatologist or a podiatrist. It's okay to have one of those on deck. Like, we have a doctor for everything else. Just make sure you get you one.
For sure, for sure.
Mhm.
So what are some things you have coming up that you want to share with the audience?
Oh God, it's crazy because I'm partnering, Dillon University and myself, we're partnering up with Eli Lilly, which is one of the pharmaceutical companies. And we are doing a fair on skin health. We have a couple of events, September 27th here in New Orleans at Dillon University. We're doing the Gentilly Fest, which, we fest all year round here in New Orleans. Um, And we just want to get skin health out there, understanding how to assess the skin, and when you see something, and also getting you connected with the resources. So that's some of the things that I have coming up. It's keeping me kind of busy. The salon will be opening fully September 5th. So yes, we got that going. So we're trying to just get in the community. We are a full service salon, and we do home visits.
Okay.
So that's a big thing, being able to go into the community, and we have some community events with senior citizen caregivers. So we work with the caregivers that take care of the sick people to give them a break. So we have a lot of those things coming up.
I love that. Where's your salon located in New Orleans, and how can they find you?
So it's 4621 West Napoleon. It's in Metairie, Suite 105. You can contact us on Instagram or Facebook, and also nursethosnails.org. Or you can contact me directly by phone, 504-402-7455. You can get to us any kind of week. However, but that is how you get in contact with us.
Okay, okay. I love that. And I love the senior citizen caregiver initiative. That's very important because that's a demographic that, for better or for worse gets forgotten about.
Yeah.
So I'm really glad about that. And I so enjoyed you.
Thank you.
The baby, from the moment I met you, girl, I need you. I need you. Pull up, help me, come save me, girl. These girls got these nails all out to here, girl. I know they ain't taking care of these nails. I know they biting them off, popping them off. I know they doing all the things.
All of that. All of
So
that.
I can really say that, like I said, I was excited about what it is that you were doing. I was so glad that you were able to come and share it with our students now here with our My Ivana Unlock Science and Beauty community. I'm really excited about that.
Yes.
So a few things that we have coming up for the Science of Beauty before we get out of here. You can follow us on Instagram at the Science of Beauty.hq. And then November the 8th, which is National STEM Day, we'll be
Mhm.
hosting an event at Spelman College. So if you're in the Atlanta area, definitely come out and check us out. We'll be rolling out that initiative and marketing materials and how to register for that. It'll be our second year doing a National STEM Day event at Spelman.
Okay.
We just wrapped our HBCU tour this summer that we were very excited about, very successful. So we're already in the planning stages for 2026. We're looking to add a few more HBCUs to that. So definitely stay connected with us. Anything regarding the Science of Beauty, you can find us at www.thescienceofbeauty.net. And yeah, we're just, trying to bring STEM to the masses as it relates to beauty and cosmetic chemistry, because it's an area where African American women spend a lot of money and a lot of time and a lot of resources. And we
Yeah.
really, need to be educated in that space and not just be consumers,
Yeah.
right? But
Yeah.
be inventors and innovators and educators and nurse practitioners and registered nurses and things like that. And I'm just a firm believer that when you put your passion and your profession together, that's when the magic that's when the
Happy.
magic happens, and you have done that seamlessly. So congratulations to all the
Thank
amazing
you.
things. We got your back. Soon as everything start opening and rolling out, we'll be promoting it, girl. So
Thank you.
I really appreciate you coming in
Um,
and checking in with us. And we will see you guys next month for our next unlock. So thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
signing in. Thank you, Jamara, for joining us.
Of course, you know.
Yeah. Thank you to our gracious host, my Ivana Metaverse, and we will see you guys.
Bye.
Bye.